Ono shot into the sky, letting out a sharp cry that echoed from cliff to cliff. Within moments, lights flickered across the land as animals gathered, confused and frightened. Down below, the enemy revealed itself. Genghis's former clan had grown larger, stronger. At their head stood a massive, scarred hyena with burning red eyes. There. Around him marched jackals with sharpened teeth, vultures circling above, and crocodiles dragging themselves from the rivers. The hyena raised his head and laughed. "Tonight," he snarled, "the Pride Lands fall." The ground shook as they charged. "Kion," Simba said firmly, "you lead. Trust your guard. Trust yourself." Kion nodded, though fear clawed at his chest. Lion Guard. To me, they leapt from Pride Rock together, landing in formation as the enemy closed in. Foley was first to move, streaking across the battlefield like a bolt of lightning, tripping and scattering the front line. Bunga rolled headfirst into a group of jackals, laughing wildly. "You guys picked the wrong honey badger tonight." Best charged forward, placing himself between the crocodiles and the herds fleeing behind him. He shoved one back into the river with a mighty push. "You will not hurt my friends." Ono swooped low, calling out warnings. Left flank. Hyenas breaking through. Kion leaped into battle, claws flashing, roar humming beneath his breath. But he held it back. He remembered the lessons. The roar was power, but also responsibility. The fighting grew fierce. Dust filled the air. Firelight flickered wildly. Roars, growls, and cries blended into chaos. Then the ground split open with a deep crack. From the shadows rose a massive stone platform near the center of the battlefield. Upon it stood a familiar shape, glowing green eyes, a twisted smile, and a mane that shimmered like smoke. Scar, or something wearing his form. Gas rippled through both sides. Simba froze. "No." Scar's spirit laughed, his voice echoing unnaturally. "Ah, Pride Lands. Still standing. Still weak." Kion stared, shaken but defiant. "You're gone. You don't belong here." Scar's eyes narrowed. "I belong wherever fear lives. And tonight, fear is everywhere." The enemy roared with renewed strength. Kion felt doubt surge, doubt the roar could sense. The green fire around Scar pulsed. "You are not ready, little prince. This night will break you." For a moment, Kion faltered. Then he heard it, not Scar's voice, but another. Deep, steady, familiar Mufasa. "Remember who you are." Kion's eyes widened as the clouds parted and moonlight poured down. Strength filled his limbs. The roar surged, not wild, but clear. He stepped forward. "Chit, I am Kion," he declared, "and this land stands together." He unleashed the roar, not as destruction, but as protection. The sound exploded across the battlefield, pushing enemies back, extinguishing fires, breaking Scar's illusion like shattered glass. The hyena leader was thrown to the ground, stunned. Scar screamed in fury as his image cracked and dissolved into smoke. "No." The spirit hissed. "This is not over." And then he was gone. Silence fell. The remaining attackers fled into the darkness, howling in fear. The Pride Lands stood, battered, shaken, but alive. As dawn crept over the horizon, Kion collapsed to one knee, exhausted. Simba rushed to his side. "You did it," Simba said softly. Kion looked out over the land, animals helping each other, tending wounds, standing together. "We all did." Jaziri stepped forward, eyes thoughtful. "Scar may be gone, but his shadow still moves." Kion nodded. "Then we'll be ready." There, the sun rose higher, painting the savannah gold once more. But far away, deep in the shadows beyond the Pride Lands, unseen eyes watched, waiting for the next night to fall. The battle was over. The war had just begun. The moon hung low over the Pride Lands, pale and uneasy, as if it sensed what was coming. The wind carried strange whispers through the tall grasses, bending them in waves that rippled like warning signs across the savannah. Animals that usually slept peacefully at this hour stirred restlessly. Somewhere far away, a hyena laughed, sharp, mocking, and wrong. High on Pride Rock, Kion stood at the edge, his red mane brushing against the night air. His eyes scanned the darkness below, glowing faintly with the power of the roar resting inside him. He felt it again, that heavy pressure in his chest, the same feeling he had felt earlier that day. Something was coming. Something big beyond him. The Lion Guard gathered. Bunga bounced nervously from paw to paw, trying to look brave but failing. So, anyone else feeling like the night is extra creepy today? Or is it just me? Fuli flicked her tail sharply. It's not just you. I've been running patrols all evening. The outlands are too quiet. That's never a good sign. Thesht lowered his massive head, listening. The ground feels tense, he said softly. Like before a storm. Ono fluttered down from above, his keen eyes wide. I spotted movement beyond the border. Lots of it. Different species. Hyenas, jackals, even crocodiles moving inland. Kaon's jaw tightened. They're gathering. Just then, Simba stepped forward from the shadows of Pride Rock. The former king's face was calm, but his eyes held deep concern. This isn't a simple raid, Simba said. This feels organized. Planned. Kion turned to his father. Scar Simba nodded slowly. Scar's followers never stopped believing in his legacy. And lately, the stories have been spreading again. Stories of his power. His return. A low rumble echoed across the plains, cutting the night like thunder. In the distance, torches flared, fire carried by paws that had no right to wield it. Bunga gasped. Okay, now I'm officially worried. From the darkness emerged Jasiri racing toward Pride Rock, her breath short. Kion, they're coming from all sides. Not just the outlands, from the marshes, the desert edges, even the volcano lands. Kion's heart pounded. This was it. The test he had feared but trained for. Sound the alert, Simba commanded. Wake the Pride Lands.